안녕하세요. Merhaba. Hey. Hello everybody. To today's video. First of all, I want to thank all the members on this channel for making my content possible. And now we are going to deep dive into what I've prepared today. I was thinking, who would win? 60 men, 1 gorilla, 800 ducks, 1000 venomous snails, 40 wolves, 300 capuchin monkeys, 2 rhinos, or 10,000 fire ants. And not like deathmatch, something like everybody with everybody. That would be whack. But one-on-one. And I was thinking about it, and I wrote down all the possibilities, and I was just evaluating how I feel. And at the end, I will tell you the ranking that basically came out of it. You can always, if you don't agree with anything in this video, I know it's very serious scientific conversation, and there will be many opinions that people will want to definitely say. You can say it down in the comments, and if you're at it, like the video. We'll start. We are basically going the bracket system. I will start with men because those are the most important. A little bit like biased. I like men. I like humans, not men. I don't like men. I like men, but I like not that way. I like women that way. Okay, let's go to it. So, men, 60 men versus gorilla. So who would win? Men, I think 60 men versus 1 gorilla, men would lose. Gorilla is just, she has incapable strength. I don't even get like a mythical deer like Harambe. Gorillas, just normal gorilla, woman or female or male or gender fluid, or I don't know what other genders have gorillas, panoramic sexual, I don't know. Gorilla would lose. Gorilla would win, man would lose. That's obvious. You cannot, 60 people is nothing for a gorilla. She wouldn't break a sweat. I'm really I really think that if you don't, let me know in the comments, we can discuss it. Ducks. 60 men versus 800 ducks. Men would win. We are of course not saying that men have napalm with them. They are just naked. Basically naked. Now they can have shorts probably, but they don't have tools. So 60 men versus 800 ducks. Definite win for men. Ducks can be really aggressive and scary. They have that I'm scary stuff. They peck you and stuff, but they don't do any damage. 0 damage. You just you can squeeze them and do other atrocities to them, and it will be a huge massacre, I have to say. But no, just definite win. Snails, this is 50-50. We say venomous snail. So what venomous means? Venomous is that you have to eat it, maybe, or it needs to bite you. it's not like poisonous snake, you know, or venomous. Yeah, poison. Venomous snake gives you poison, so venomous snail probably too. So you just cannot get hit. It's very like if you have you can create some tools like rocks. How many snails we had? 1,000 snails. Okay, 1,000 snails. I think men would win if they did not panic. Some would probably die because they would be reckless and would just, I don't know, just grab the snail and do something. They wouldn't like look around. You can always like run, prepare, and then attack. You know, it's not like a gorilla is going after you. It's not like that. So I think men would lose, but you know, you have to take a lot of snails without touching them, which can be tricky. Especially if they can like vomit some kind of fluid or something. 40 wolves, 60 men versus 40 wolves. We don't count like they become friends and they say good boy and they will become good boys. They're just going at it. 60 men versus 40 wolves. I think men, again, they can't have any like tools prepared, but you can grab rocks, you can grab like pieces of wood. If they are not in desert on some arena, I think that wouldn't be fair. So I think men would win, but it would be really like not all the time, because wolves are really smart, men are smart, and it's more of them. So I think one man can take one wolf, and I think like 30 men would probably die or would be like heavily damaged. Yeah. So next we have 2 rhinos. That's instant lose. There is no way 60 men can defeat 2 rhinos. I don't think so. If they were like hunters and they had some tactics, they could like drive them through the cliff. But rhinos would then charge you and stomp you. I don't think that's possible. So I think that's definite loss. And 10,000 fire ants. That's a win for men. You have to, again, that's the same as the snails. You have to avoid swarming. With snails, avoidance of swarming is easy. If with ants, not that much. You know, they are small, and if you get like 10, maybe 15 bites, you are really going to like fall down, and that's over. When you lose consciousness, that's basically over, unless like other people protect you. So but I don't think it's hard, you know. Just keep going backwards, and they are not that fast. So that would be win for men. Let's move to the gorilla. So now we have to put the other one, which was gorilla, against all on the list below them. So versus ducks. So 1 gorilla versus 800 ducks. Easy win. Again, ducks cannot do any damage. They just annoy you. They're just annoying. So that's easy win. Versus 1,000 snails. That would be a lot. That gorilla would lose, because she doesn't have that big brain, you know. She doesn't know that men, as we said, they maybe don't know those snails are venomous, but once first person dies, they know that there is something off. So, and the snail would probably look like weird, different, you know. So snails would win against gorilla. 1 gorilla versus 1,000 snails. Venomous snails win. Versus wolves. versus 40 wolves would lose. I said 60 men would lose, but 40 wolves would win against gorilla. I think so, because gorillas don't have very well protected like the area around the neck where wolves usually like grab you and attack, and I think it wouldn't be that unimaginable, like the pack hunting of the wolves against one gorilla. I think it maybe happened it definitely happened in the past, definitely with dogs, it definitely happened, and there is a high possibility that 40 wolves can overwhelm gorilla. There would be huge losses on wolf side, but I don't think gorilla can manage it. I don't think so. Next one we have monkeys. We skipped monkeys before. Monkeys, 300 monkeys versus men. Men would win. That was before. I skipped that. Sorry. Let's go back to the gorillas versus 300 capuchin monkeys. Gorilla would lose. Gorilla versus 300 small monkeys would lose. Just swarming. If you don't have the intellect to deal with the swarming, it's game over. Gorilla versus 2 rhinos. Easy win for rhinos. Gorilla loses. Gorilla can't do anything versus 2 rhinos. That's impossible. Maybe like 6 gorillas versus 2 rhinos. I don't think like 50 gorillas versus 2 rhinos versus 1 rhino versus 1 small rhino cannot do anything. It's impossible. And gorilla versus ants. Gorilla would lose versus ants because again, not the intellect. Maybe she would like try to run, but they would probably, if they were locked in on the prize, they would catch her. And if you can't like deny them to the stings, that's game over. Next one we have ducks. Ducks versus snails. It depends if ducks eat snails, so there is possibility that they can be immune to that venom or poison. In that case, they would definitely win. Let's say they are immune to that, because why wouldn't they? If it's their like natural food, they can be immune to that. In that case, they win easily. If they are not, they lose at instant. Versus wolves, ducks can't win versus wolves. Probably not even versus 1 wolf, not meaning 40. Versus monkeys, against lose. Monkeys are way smarter, they have tactics, even if those are small capuchin monkeys. It's 300 of them. Again, I think 60 people versus 300 capuchin monkeys would lose because they can do like immense damage. They can like bite you everywhere. We did not discuss it because I skipped that because brain. Yeah, I think that's how we put ducks versus rhinos against easy lose. And versus ants, lose again. They cannot just eat all the ants. Duck can eat ants, definitely, but they cannot like kill them that fast. It's impossible. It's unrealistic. Ducks have like ability to fly, but they cannot fly forever, so they have to rest, and the ants will just go at them, and even if they like grab them from aerial attacks, which they wouldn't do because they are not that smart. Once they start to get bitten, it's game over. snails. So snails versus wolves. So snails. Yeah. Wolves, I think wolves would probably lose. Snails would win. I think so, because I don't know how there's possibility for them to kill those snails. They can like run away forever. That's the infinite snail that follows you. They can definitely do that, but they cannot kill them. So I think that's a lose for wolves. Versus monkeys, I think snails would lose. Monkeys are very smart, those capuchin monkeys especially, and if they see something that's wrong, they usually adapt pretty well to venom and stuff like that. So I think like first 20 would die, and then they would probably adopt some technique. Very smart. Monkeys are really smart. Monkeys are really smart, and there is lots of them, and you can, bail them. Rhinos, that probably rhinos would lose, because again I don't see how they can. They use the stomping attack, the stomping attack, and if the snail venom penetrates their skin, which can happen, they have thick skin, but why wouldn't it happen? Then it's over. It's game over. Maybe few, it's thousands of them versus two. I don't think you can avoid that venom. And the ants would win. 10,000 ants versus 1,000 snails would win. It would be hugely sacrificial battle. It would be basically like Japanese kamikaze, ants going to snail, blah 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 blah, eating like 3, maybe 4. They would just die in the process, but they would win in the end. I think so. Next one we have wolves. So wolves versus monkeys. Wolves would lose. I think 300 monkeys is a lot, and they are small and agile, versus wolf. It's different if you have 40 wolves versus one big monkey, or 40 wolves versus 300 small monkeys, especially those smart ones. And they can bite pretty well, like they can damage you very, very, like rhinos. Wolves versus rhinos. 2 rhinos, wolves would lose. Wolves can't, they are not prepared for that. And wolves versus ants, they would lose again. I think so. Didn't we have that already? No, we did not. I wrote it right. Yeah, that was gorilla. So yeah, that would be, so wolves would lose. The rest, monkeys versus rhinos. Monkeys would lose versus rhinos. There is no way they can do any damage. They have 0 damage. They have agility, avoidance, but no damage. And versus ants, 10,000 ants versus 300 monkeys. That could be like a draw. Maybe monkeys would prevail a little bit if they figure out like they can smash them with rocks and throw stuff at them. That would probably, if they figure it out, if they don't and get swarmed, which they can avoid, they can jump on trees and just run faster. So I think monkeys would win in the end. Next one, rhinos versus ants. Rhinos would win versus ants, not snails, but ants. Ants can't even like penetrate. They need to like bite to get that venom inside the rhino. So that wouldn't even happen. So the last, so you can now write down in the comments your ranking. I will repeat that again. So we have 60 men, 1 gorilla, 800 ducks, 1000 venomous snails, 40 wolves, 300 capuchin monkeys, 2 rhinos, and 10,000 fire ants. And my final ranking is on top would be men. Like, would win the most matches. Men, I think. They would probably lose some, but they are on the top. They are just the best. Then monkeys, because they again defeated the most. Yes, I think monkeys. Next would be snails. Snails, definitely. Next, rhinos, wolves, gorilla, ants, and ducks. I hope I said that right. Men, yeah, men. They, it's really like you see. It's really like the rhinos are strong, but like they are strong, but not that strong because there are only two of them, and they would win against each other, but they are not that like good. Do you know what I mean? I still think in a real scenario, the most dangerous animal is man. Even 60 men are the most dangerous, and then I think it was the monkeys, the snails, because the venom is really good attribute to have. The rhinos, yes, the wolves, the gorilla. The gorilla loses against a lot, against the snails, against the ants can lose, against the monkeys too. Yeah, man. So gorilla is not really good because it's only one. If it was like 5, it would be better. Then ants, and last ducks. Ducks are useless. Just not good in general. If you're ever going to war, don't choose duck army. Choose rhino. Maybe mixed would be best. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say to you today. I hope you enjoyed the video. That it was a good yap, as many of you say. Like, if it was a good yap, write in the comments. Good yap. And if you are a member, you can use Absolute Cinema emoji that I created that has green eyes like I do. You see? Don't clip that. And yeah, I will see you in the next video. Good night.